Hi guys, welcome back. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Morgan. Today I'm going to be doing if you like this book, then you should also try reading this book because I think you will find that it has a bit of similarities and I think you will like them. So the first book that I want to talk to you guys about today is The Handmaid's Tale. Now, I personally have never read The Handmaid's Tale. I watched the TV show. I was, and I mean, you could say I am still obsessed with that TV show. At its core, it really focuses on female fertility and kind of the collapse of a government and a new one forming, them rounding up women and the women becoming handmaids where they are forced to produce babies for the new society. So if you guys enjoyed that book, I think you guys will also enjoy this book. This book is called The Birthyard. It's by Mallory Tater. This is a debut book by her. I read this book, I want to say I read this book about 2 years ago. It's honestly really, really pretty. But The Birthyard is actually, instead of it being about a new government kind of forming up and taking over, this is a book that is focused on a cult. And the cult is called The Den. And in this book, we are following a female main character. Her name is Sable, and she has grown up in this cult. This cult is all she has known. And she has finally turned 18 years old, and 18 is the year where they kind of begin their breeding process. They are finally old enough to give birth. So in this book, she is matched with another man in the den, and they are like a pair, and of course she has other friends in this book, and they all are matched with men, and they have to kind of procreate and make babies. And in the second trimesters, they are sent to a place called the Birthyard, where they are pretty much, you know, it's said to be the place where they're taught, you know, how to give birth and preparing them for motherhood. But in this book, Sable is like kind of rebelling against it all and really questioning everything that is going on. And I would definitely recommend you pick up this book if you loved Handmaid's Tale. Like I said, it gives off very similar vibes, but at the same time, it's kind of through like a little bit of a different lens because we have a younger character, and specifically because it's not this kind of end of the world vibe. It's something that could happen right now today. You know, a cult could be, I don't know, 100 miles from here doing similar things, and we'll never know. But I don't know, it was a very good read. I enjoyed myself. It's only 300 pages, so it's a book that you should be able to fly by. If you are interested, definitely pick it up. I actually have this book on my Pango, so if you guys are interested, definitely go down below and check out my Pango books. The next book that I want to talk about is Fifth Wave and Divergent. So I'm going to be recommending a book that's going to be similar in the veins of Fifth Wave and Divergent. This book is going to be like YA post-apocalyptic kind of vibes, and this book is called The Ending. So this book is an old one that I read this a long time ago, guys, like 8th grade, 9th grade. Like, this was a long time ago. This is a book series. It has 4 books in the series. This is I want to say it's like an indie book. Like, it's a very small, like no one who I know has ever heard of it. It's by Lindsey Pogue, and I know it's like a 2 people wrote this book. One writes each perspective. But we are following a grad student with a best friend, and the world like ends. There's this virus, and then if you survive the virus, you get powers. And so it's just kind of this weird, the first book focuses on the journey between the 2 best friends trying to find each other, and them getting powers and like how that is gonna work and all that cool stuff. And as the series grows, the world just gets so much bigger, and it kind of becomes bigger than you could ever imagine. And I really, really enjoyed my time reading that book. So like I said, if you enjoyed that YA Fifth Wave Divergent kind of feel, then I definitely recommend you checking out The Ending. All right, the next set of books that I'm going to be recommending, okay, so if you liked the book Scythe or Gone, I would say these books are both YA. Scythe is more of like, I don't even know what to call Scythe. Scythe is like that. It's honestly really cool. It's edgy. And Gone is also kind of that post-apocalyptic, but both follow these young characters, teenagers, who are kind of thrust into this world where they have to really be adults and be mature and try their best to, save the world or be a Scythe. And so the book that I'm going to be recommending for that is the Chaos Walking Trilogy. It's so funny because this is, if you guys have seen my other video where I was trying to help people start reading if they, needed some tips, I recommended this book series. I will always recommend this book series. This is the Chaos Walking book series. It is a trilogy. This is the first one. It's called The Knife of Never Letting Go. This is also YA. This follows a boy. His name is Todd, and he is in a town where there are no women. He's never met a woman in his entire life. What he's been told is that women, they all died. That's what he's been told. And so also in this world, all the men have, you call them powers. They call them the noise, and it means that they can each hear everyone's thoughts and their emotions and their feelings. And sometimes that comes through in like words that they're saying in their head, and other times that comes through in like visual pictures. And so it's a really, really cool premise, and kind of the plot is you can hear everyone's thoughts. So there's never like a quiet piece of moment. Like wherever you are, it's never going to be silent because someone's thoughts are always going to be spewed out. And our main character goes in the forest and he realizes that he hears nothing. There's no sounds, there's no nothing, and it's like really, really crazy. And then it pops off and it gets so good, and yeah, it's crazy because I've never actually reread a book before, but if I did, it would probably be this book series. All right, next ones that I'm going to be talking about are books that I would say are similar to Children of Blood and Bone, Songs of Wraith and Ruins, and She Who Became the Sun. Mostly because like She Who Became the Sun, it's YA, got some LGBT. I know that's fantasy. This book that I'm going to be recommending is more of like horror, but definitely like hard-hitting, crazy, sad death. Like it's like a lot's going on. And this book that I'll be recommending is called Dread Nation. So this book is by Justina Ireland. This is a duology. I've read both of them. I enjoyed both of them. This is also YA. This is like a very interesting book because it's historical fiction, but it's actually alternate history, and it's horror, and it's zombies. So if that sounds exciting for you, then definitely pick this up because it was worth the read. I enjoyed my time when I read this book. Giving you what they have on the back. Our main character, her name is Jane McKean. It says, Jane McKean was born 2 days before the dead began to walk the battlefields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, derailing the war between the states and changing the nation forever. In this new America, however, the battle for survival is as political as it is personal, and the restless dead, it would seem, are the least of her problems. So this is like, it's so crazy. How do I explain this? Okay, so there's zombies in America, and we are following a Black female main character, and she is kind of at a school for other Black females who are like kids, and they are getting sold to like white families, and their purpose is to kill zombies. So it's like rich white families are like buying them, and they're like certified killers as like teenagers, and it's epic. It's epic. And this like I don't know how you think of this, because this is a genius. This is like a genius. And I can't imagine how cool this would be if it was adult, because it was already cool being YA, but if it was adult, All right, guys, so the last one I want to talk about is a book similar to The Time Traveler's Wife. So that book it's like heartfelt. Of course, we have like an historical fiction feel to it. It's sappy, it's different timelines. And the book that I'm going to be recommending is The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. So this is a book that I read maybe 2 years ago, maybe last year. It's a blur, but I think it was 2 years ago. This is a really interesting book. I enjoyed the writing so much, guys. So I'm gonna read the back of this book for you guys. It says, when Carly Sears, a young woman widowed by the Vietnam War, receives the news that her unborn baby has a heart defect, she is devastated. It is 1970 and she is told that nothing can be done to help her child. But her brother-in-law, a physicist with a mysterious past, tells her that perhaps there is a way to save her baby. What he suggests is something that will shatter every preconceived notion that Carly has. Something that will require a kind of strength and courage she never knew existed. Something that will mean an unimaginable leap of faith on Carly's part, and all for the love of her unborn child. So this is a book where we are in 1970. Her baby has a heart defect that at this point of time in history, medical professionals can't fix. And so she travels through time to the future to have her baby. And then she has to come back to the past to like stay where she is. Oh, guys, it was so sad and so like beautiful and heartfelt, and it just rips at the heartstrings, because, you know, a mother would do anything for their child, and she did do anything for her child. And it was so beautiful, and I loved it so much. And yeah, it was such a nice time, a nice read. So yeah, guys, those are gonna be my recommendations. If you like this video, definitely subscribe and comment down below. But yeah, thank you. Bye.